Well, you've heard of the Navy SEALs, but I want to tell you about the Nomad SEALs. The Nomad SEALs are very similar to a special ops military officer, meaning that a nomad gets ready to go to an extreme place with extreme, somewhat training, disconnecting from family, disconnecting from society, to go to this extreme place to accomplish extreme goals. Navy SEALs are taking away from their family, away from society to go train. Okay? And nomads are disconnecting from society, figuring out, how they can live this extreme life. And it's a very similar mindset. It's a very similar philosophy that if you're going to do something rare, if you're going to be the few instead of the many, the disconnecting from friends, family, and a conforming life, the reassessing, the retraining of your mind, of your way that you sleep, of the way that you eat, the way that you live on the road is way different than how you live in an apartment or house. So just like Navy SEALs, they have to disconnect from their family, have to go to this training to figure out how do you survive in extreme conditions. And some nomads, there's a place in Arizona, the RTR, to figure out how to get mail, to figure out, how to make money on the road, right? So there's a very similar type of mindset or lifestyle as a Navy SEAL versus as a Nomad SEAL. Now, I'm not comparing the sacrifice. I'm not comparing any of that stuff. I'm comparing that to do something extreme, to be unique, means that you are going to, at a certain level, not be as close to friends and family as you once were, because you're going to this extreme place that not many go. And if you're going to continue on a lifestyle of a nomad long term, that has long-term repercussions. Like, I remember, there'd be movies, right? And it'd be like maybe a James Bond, a Mission Impossible. It was like, if you accept this mission, or like a Jason Bourne, like, if you decide you want to go into this program, your past life will no longer exist. Your family won't know you. You can never get married. You can never have children, because you're going to be living this like covert operation lifestyle. And a nomad's very similar. For many nomads, guys, you're on the fringe of society, the extreme of society. You're disconnected from friends, family. You're not starting a family. There are some nomads that live full-time in an RV. They stay at campgrounds. They homeschool their kids. But I'm speaking to the nomads living in their car, van, or even if they have a small travel trailer, they're by themselves. And they disconnected from their apartment, their house. They retrained their brain on how to live in an extreme circumstance, how to live in your car in a hurricane, how to live in your car in a blizzard. I did those things. How to live in your car in 0 below temperature. I did that. How do you live in your car when it's 100 degrees plus? I did that. Extreme Nomad SEALs. So if you want to live the Nomad SEAL Team 6 life, you're going to have to ask yourself the same thing they ask people in the movies. Once you accept this position, your former life is gone. And you can no longer have the close relationships that you once had. And that's why it may be exciting to watch nomads on YouTube, but it's a difference between watching them and living full-time as one. Big difference. Big difference. And you have to give that some thought, okay? Because it's going to cause some serious waves when you uproot your life, if you decide to sell everything or terminate your lease or whatever and live in your vehicle. And it's going to be very hard, or it's going to be just as bumpy or similar, to get back into the conforming life if you don't like the Nomad SEAL life. The extreme life. It's an extreme lifestyle. You want to save money on rent, you don't want to pay utilities, that's great, but there's a price to pay. Sacrifice of family, sacrifice of close relationships, sacrifice of stability. You're living an extreme life, make no doubt about it. Less than 1% of society live full-time in their vehicles, less than 1%. That means every day you wake up in a society And 99% of society is going in the opposite direction of you. You are swimming, in one sense, against the current. It's legal to live in your car, but you have to find legal parking. You have to do a lot of things that are odd. You have to shower at the gym. You have to eat in public parks. You got to keep it moving. You got to find your resources, your power, your running water. It's a different way of living. And that's what I want to get across in this video. Do I regret selling my house and living in my car for the past 4 years? No. Why? Because it was in line with my goals. Leaving New Jersey, spending most of my time in Florida, being flexible to do so, minimal bills so I could possibly retire early, at bare minimum, save up a bunch and be financially independent. And you have to ask yourself, what are your goals? Because if I decide to get back into the conforming life, a big part of my goals have been accomplished. I was able to sell my house, was able to live on the road. And if I do buy a house again, it'd be not a house. I wouldn't buy a single family house, RV lot. But I don't even know if I'd ever buy that. Maybe an RV. So it's just, what are your goals? If your goal is just to save rent, I'm not saying that's not a good goal, but you have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price you're going to pay? Because you could probably find a cheap Airbnb, which would be just as cost effective as living in your car or van. I've gone over it numerous times. You can be debt free, but not expense free. And living in your car is not free. And so do you want to sacrifice all that comes with this lifestyle just to save a couple $100 a month if you're disciplined? If you're not disciplined, you can spend just as much as if you were living in an apartment. So, it's something that you have to give some thought. It shouldn't scare you. I think anyone with a level of physical and mental health and a desire to live in their vehicle can. I think it's an extreme lifestyle with extreme sacrifices. I think it has extreme rewards. So there's a range of things there that you have to process. And you have to ask yourself, what's your exit strategy? What are your long-term objectives, etc. So hopefully this video helps you in some way. If it does, click the thumbs up. Thank you to all my members who support the channel. If you'd like to be a member, click that blue join button. You'll get unlimited access to all my live feeds I do every day. Check out my playlist. I documented since the beginning, living in my car and my whole life lesson things, what it's about. Check out my playlist. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep healthy relationships. Try to eat healthy. Try to be healthy. Why? Because health is your wealth, no doubt about it. And then obviously get your money bag right too, because you need that too. But do things in order, have priority. All right? Peace.